Welcome back, my friend. This is English Cascade, and today I want to take you on a journey. Not just a lesson, not just a list of phrases, but a real journey through everyday life. Because English is not something you keep in a textbook. It lives in coffee shops, on trains, in parks, at conferences, even in airports. And small talk, the little conversations we often ignore, is actually the bridge to connection. Let me start with a question. Have you ever wanted to speak to a stranger, maybe at a cafe or on a train, but the words just wouldn't come out? Your mind goes blank, your heart beats a little faster, and instead of saying something, you just stay silent. I know that feeling. Many learners tell me it's not grammar or vocabulary that scares them, it's the very first sentence, that first hello, that first line. Today, together, we will break through that wall. Imagine this. You and I are walking into a busy coffee shop. It's 8 a.m. The smell of roasted beans fills the air, and there's a long line at the counter. You glance around. Everyone seems busy, serious, in their own world. But right next to you, there's a young man with a laptop bag. What do you say? You don't want to be awkward. You don't want to force a deep conversation. You just want to open the door. Here's what I do. I smile and say, "Busy morning, isn't it?" Now, repeat after me. "Busy morning, isn't it?" That's short, natural, and friendly. He laughs and replies, "Yes, I'm already tired, and it's only 8. See, he's not angry, he's not ignoring me, he's human, just like you. I continue, "Do you come here often?" Repeat with me. "Do you come here often?" He nods and says, "Almost every day. They make the best cappuccino here." Notice what happened? With just 2 lines, we've gone from strangers to a real conversation. And here's the secret. Small talk isn't about coffee. It's about creating space for connection. Now, let's add another layer. I say, "I love the smell of fresh coffee." Say it with me. "I love the smell of fresh coffee." Suddenly, he leans in and asks me, "What do you usually order?" Now I'm not the only one asking questions. The conversation is flowing. Do you see the magic? A tiny phrase, a small spark, and suddenly 2 strangers are not strangers anymore. Here's your challenge. If you were in that line, what would you order? Pause for a second. Think. Would you say cappuccino, latte, flat white, or maybe tea? Whisper it out loud. Make it real. By the time we reach the counter, I ask, "Are you heading to work?" Say it with me. "Are you heading to work?" He tells me he works at a tech company down the street. Then I glance out the window and say, "The weather's nice today, isn't it?" Repeat, "The weather's nice today, isn't it?" He smiles. Finally, some sunshine. And just like that, we've shared a little human moment before going our separate ways. Let's move on. I leave the cafe, coffee in hand, and step onto a train. I find my seat next to an older woman who is reading a thick novel. The train rocks gently, and the countryside begins to roll past. I look at her book and say, "That book looks interesting. What is it about?" Repeat with me. "That book looks interesting. What is it about?" She looks up, surprised but happy, and says, "It's a mystery. Keeps me guessing." I nod. "Do you like reading on trains?" Say it with me. "Do you like reading on trains?" She chuckles. "Oh yes, it makes the time go faster." Notice the pattern? It's not about saying something brilliant. It's about noticing what's around you. The book, the train, the view, and making a comment. That's all it takes. I ask, "Is this your usual route?" Say it again. "Is this your usual route?" She tells me she visits her daughter every Wednesday. A piece of her life shared with me because of one simple question. Then I look out the window with her and say, "The countryside is beautiful, isn't it?" Repeat, "The countryside is beautiful, isn't it?" Her face softens. It really is. I love this view. Do you feel it? In just 2 minutes, a stranger on a train becomes a companion for the journey. Here's another challenge for you. If someone asked you, "What kind of books do you like reading?" what would you answer? Take a moment. Maybe you'd say mystery, history, fantasy, or self-help. Whatever it is, say it out loud right now. Don't just think it, speak it. This is your practice. Now the train slows. I arrive in another city for a small business conference. The room is buzzing with chatter. People are standing in groups, sipping toffee, shaking hands. This can feel intimidating, right? A whole room of strangers. How do you even start? I see a man standing alone. I smile, walk up, and say, "Hi, I don't think we've met yet." Repeat with me. "Hi, I don't think we've met yet." Instantly, he extends his hand. "Hello, I'm David. Great to meet you." Do you see the power here? He was waiting for someone to speak first, and I gave him the gift of connection. I continue, "What brings you here today?" Say it with me. "What brings you here today?" He tells me he's here to learn about marketing trends. Then he asks me back, "Have you been to this event before?" I reply, "No, first time." "And you?" "Already, we're building rapport." I add, "The speaker was really good, wasn't he?" Repeat after me. "The speaker was really good, wasn't he?" David nods. "Yes, very inspiring." Do you see how the conversation is now balanced? I ask a question, he answers, he asks me back. That's how small talk grows into big talk. But here's a twist. At conferences, you often meet people from different cities, different backgrounds. David asks me, "Are you based in this city?" I say, "Yes, I live just 10 minutes away." But imagine if I said, "No, I just arrived from another country." That could open a whole new door of conversation. Here's a reflection for you. If someone asked you, "Where are you based?" what would you say? Try answering in English right now. Don't translate in your head, just say it naturally. Now, before I introduce you to the next person at this conference, I want to leave you with this thought. Small talk is like knocking on a door. You don't need a perfect sentence. You don't need a long story. You just need a gentle knock, and most doors will open. But the real challenge is about to come, because if talking to one stranger feels scary,
The man looks around and smiles. It's a perfect day for a walk. And I add, absolutely, not too hot, not too cold. As we chat, I ask one more question. Have you lived in this area long? He says, about 5 years now. Let me challenge you. If someone asked you, have you lived here long? What would you say? Maybe, yes, my whole life. Or, just a year. Or, I just moved here. Try answering now. Don't wait. Speak it out loud. I keep walking and see an older lady feeding birds near the pond. I smile and say, "They seem hungry today." She laughs. They always are. Then I ask, "Do you come here to relax?" She nods. Yes, I love watching the birds. Notice how every question is simple, friendly, and based on what's happening right in front of us. That's the key. You don't need to invent topics. Life gives you topics if you just pay attention. Evening comes and I head to the gym. The music is loud, people are stretching, lifting weights, sweating. This is another place where small talk can feel awkward, but actually, it's one of the easiest. Why? Because everyone's doing the same thing, and you can talk about the workout itself. I stretch next to a man and ask, "Do you come here often?" Say it with me. Do you come here often? He wipes his forehead and says, 3 times a week. You? I reply, yeah, twice a week. Then I laugh and say, this class is harder than I expected. He groans, tell me about it. My legs are shaking. Now we're sharing a moment, bonding over the same challenge. That's what makes small talk powerful. It builds instant camaraderie. I continue, how long have you been training? Say it with me. How long have you been training? He says, about 6 months. Then I ask, do you have a favorite workout? Say it. Do you have a favorite workout? He smiles, I like cardio. What about you? I answer, I prefer weights. Finally, I finish with a reflective comment. It feels great after a good workout, doesn't it? Repeat. It feels great after a good workout. He nods. Yes, even if we're tired. Now let me turn it to you. If someone asked, what's your favorite way to exercise? What would you answer? Think walking, swimming, yoga, dancing. Say it in English right now. Here's something fascinating. Research from Harvard shows that even small interactions with strangers can lift your mood. That chat in the coffee shop, that smile in the park, that how's it doing at the gym, they all create micro moments of happiness. Isn't that powerful? English small talk doesn't just improve your language, it improves your day. So today, we've traveled from a busy conference to a peaceful park to the sweaty energy of the gym. At every step, the secret has been the same. Notice, comment, and ask. That's all small talk is. But don't relax just yet, because the next scene will push us even further. Imagine this. You're sitting at a restaurant and strangers are sharing your table. You can smell the food, hear the clinking of glasses, feel the tension of sitting with people you don't know. What do you say then? Do you break the silence, or do you wait for them? That's the challenge waiting for us next. Evening has arrived, and after the gym, I'm hungry. I walk into a small restaurant, one of those cozy places with long wooden tables where you share space with strangers. At first, it feels a little awkward. Do I look at them? Do I say something? Or do I just stare at my plate? The truth is, when you're sitting so close to people, silence feels heavier than words. So, I choose to break it. I smile at the couple beside me and say, "The food smells amazing, doesn't it?" Say it with me. "The food smells amazing." The woman laughs. "Oh yes, I'm starving." Now the ice is broken. I lean in a little and ask, "Have you tried this place before?" Repeat after me. "Have you tried this place before?" They shake their heads. "No, it's our first time." Now, notice what happens. They ask me a question. "Any recommendations on the menu?" I reply, "The pasta is delicious." Say it. "The pasta is delicious." We laugh together, the tension gone. I add, "Are you from around here?" Say it with me. "Are you from around here?" They smile. "Yeah, we live nearby." Here's the lesson. Shared tables aren't just about food. They're about shared stories. When I say, "It's nice to meet new people like this," the man nods. It really is. I like the shared tables. Suddenly, 3 strangers are enjoying dinner together. Now, imagine yourself here. If you were at this table and someone asked, "Any recommendations on the menu?" what would you say? Think of your favorite dish. Say it out loud. Maybe pizza, maybe noodles, maybe soup. This is your moment to practice. After dinner, I step outside, but the weather changes fast. Rain begins to fall, and I duck into a small cafe to stay dry. I sit near the window, raindrops tapping on the glass. A woman next to me looks outside and says, "Crazy weather, isn't it?" Say it with me. Crazy weather, isn't it? I laugh and say, "Yeah, it was sunny an hour ago." Then I add, "Perfect weather for a hot drink." Repeat. Perfect weather for a hot drink. She smiles. Exactly. Nothing better. Now the conversation opens. I ask, "Are you waiting for someone?" Say it. "Are you waiting for someone?" She shakes her head. "No, just hiding from the rain." She asks me back, "Do you live in this neighborhood?" I answer, "Yeah, just a few streets away." Repeat after me. "Yeah, just a few streets away." We sip our coffee in silence for a moment, the rain falling hard, and I say, "I like the cozy vibe here." Say it. "I like the cozy vibe here." She nods. "Me too. It's very relaxing." This is a secret I want you to remember. Sometimes small talk is not about filling every second. It's about sharing the same space, the same moment. Even silence becomes connection when it is wrapped in kindness. The next week, I travel for work. I'm at the airport, tired, dragging my suitcase, waiting for my flight. Airports are filled with people, some stressed, some excited, some bored. I sit down next to a man reading a magazine. I smile and ask, "Are you traveling for business or holiday?" Say it with me. Are you traveling for business or holiday? He looks up. Business. You? I nod. Business too. Then I ask, is this your first time flying with this airline? Repeat after me. Is this your first time flying with this airline? He shrugs. Yeah, I usually fly another one. He asks me, do you like flying? I smile. Not really, but it's fast. Say it. Not really, but it's fast. Then I asked, where are you heading? Say it with me. Where are you heading? He replies, to Berlin. And you? I answer, Rome. Now, I lean back in my chair and sigh, long layovers are the worst, aren't they? Repeat. Long layovers are the worst, aren't they? He chuckles, totally agree. There it is again. The spark of connection, even in the middle of an airport where everyone is a stranger. Let me stop here and reflect with you. Across this entire day, from the coffee shop to the train, from the conference to the park, from the gym to the restaurant, and finally here at the airport, we've practiced more than 50 small talk starters. But did you notice the deeper pattern? It's never really about the words. It's about being curious. It's about noticing something around you. The coffee, the book, the weather, the dog, and making a gentle comment. That's the knock on the door. Here's your takeaway, your reverse gift. Next time you meet someone new, don't wait for the perfect grammar. Don't wait for courage to magically appear. Just choose one line, smile, and say it. Most people are waiting for you to open the door. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how many doors open back. Now, before we close, I want to challenge you. Which of today's phrases will you try first? Will it be, busy morning, isn't it? Will it be, do you come here often? Or maybe, the weather's nice today, isn't it? Pick one right now. Say it out loud. Imagine yourself using it tomorrow. That's how practice turns into confidence. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'm Eric, and this has been English Cascade. Keep shadowing my voice. Keep practicing small talk. And soon, these little phrases will feel easy, natural, and even fun. And remember, today we open the door to strangers. But next time, we're going to step deeper. Because once you've started the conversation, the real art is knowing how to keep it alive. And that's exactly what I'll show you in our next episode. Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly,